When you step out of a courtroom and you don't have a decision yet, there's this big question mark. How is it going to go? You may feel very confident about your case, but really at the end of the day, things can go wrong and sometimes do go wrong. In contrast, I think when you step out from mediation, whatever the outcome, happy or otherwise, you actually participated in that outcome. And even more wonderful when actually you have a happy ending, because you have helped to write that story together and you have consented to it.
I think now there is a great demand for a disputes lawyer to weave mediation into their skill set. So I think once a young lawyer understands, number one, that mediation is here to stay. Number two, there is an aspect of understanding what a role of a mediator is, and then there's also the importance of understanding the role of you as an advocate that is weaving mediation into your practice. I think this will be the dispute resolution lawyer of the future.
There are a lot of people who understand mediation in a theoretical way, but have not necessarily experienced a lot of mediations. The more experience you have of mediations, particularly in combination with other forms of dispute resolution like arbitration or litigation, the more experienced you are, I think the more effective you will be in thinking about how you can merge a mediation practice into your existing practice.
What I think is going to happen is more and more practitioners are going to understand there's a difference in conducting mediation versus going to court or arbitration. And this is going to lead to training counsels who are interested in mediation to understand the differences and have the skill set to become excellent mediation counsels. That I think is going to take place fairly soon in Singapore.
What I see is in a reinsurance and an insurer kind of dispute, these are disputes which are especially the amount involved is in billions at times. And more often than not, it's essentially the wordings, the coverage issues. So these are sort of disputes which had gone for arbitration in those days. But now I am encouraging, whenever I'm on board, the parties, both reinsurer and insurer, should go for mediation.
And I think that before parties commence arbitration, they should seriously consider mediation. In my view, mediation has several benefits. One is that if you resolve the dispute there, you save the time and cost of arbitration. But even if you don't, you gain a better understanding of the risk and the merits of each other's case, which can only help you assess your case in the arbitration.
The value of mediation is it allows you to speak directly to the client at the opposite side, as opposed to just speaking to the judge, as opposed to just speaking to his lawyers. And the value of mediation, if the client is sitting on the opposite side, it is very difficult for him in person to reject a reasonable proposal presented in a reasonable way. He can do that over the phone. He can do that over the email, but it's extremely difficult for him to do that in person. That's the value of mediation.
Abraham Lincoln, the former US president, famously quipped, "As a peacemaker, the lawyer has a superior opportunity of being a good man. There will still be business enough." Now that's true both for men and women, and I think he's right. There is this valuable opportunity that we as lawyers have to add a dimension to our practice by being a peacemaker via mediation.